everyone, it is Ashley Fields with Yard Art R Us, and today we are going to be painting our Shepherd with staff. This blank can be found at yardartrus.com. It is $47, and this guy is 46 inches tall. Give me 1 second, I'm going to get this video shared everywhere I need to get it shared, and then we will hop on in and get started. I did do a coat of white as my primer coat, as my base. And then from there, I base coated, you have lime green down here. This brown over here is nutmeg. You've got Christmas green. The brown on the staff and the beard is reindeer brown. And then the flesh tone on face, hands, and feet. Good morning, Debbie. Good morning, Belinda. How are you beautiful ladies doing? Hey, Ava. So good to see y'all this morning. Let me grab some paper towels, because y'all, we already know I always make big messes. Hey, Carla. So glad y'all are here. What's everybody up to on this beautiful Friday? I am going to just hop in, y'all. I'm going to get a number 10. Just your royal flat tip brush. I'm using a number 10. We're going to use this on the flesh tones. And hopefully today, because yesterday I kept forgetting to do everything on the feet. So hopefully today I'll actually remember everything and not try to get so ahead of myself. Y'all, I finished a couple more samples this morning for our fall blanks that are coming out on Monday. I'll actually I've gotten, I think, a couple maybe put in the system, but I will have more put in the system later today. And anybody who might be local, some of your fall blanks will actually be in store tomorrow. So I know that gets exciting for some of us. I can't wait to show you all the new stuff. Hi, Paula. How are you? Hey, Pat. Thank y'all for coming and hanging out. All right, y'all. Right now, I'm just getting some of that flesh tone shading right now on the feet. This guy, this blank is 46 inches tall. So it's kind of hard to get it all in frame. So I have to kind of use my stand up a little bit higher. So I don't know that y'all necessarily have the best view. Please forgive me if you don't. I don't know, when it comes to these larger pieces, it's a challenge sometimes to get a good angle on there for y'all. Okay. Bringing that shading flesh right now. I'm just kind of coming in and doing a little bit of perimeter on that shading flesh, and then I'll come in and add a few swish marks. I don't go too overboard on these pieces, just because your surface area that you have to work with is rather small. So in my opinion, smaller the surface area, the less I kind of do. I kind of go with that less is more thing. Hey, Tina, how are you? Tina says, been watching several videos. Love how you shade and outline. Thank you, Tina. You're so sweet. Y'all, there's a lot of people out there who I just absolutely adore the way that they shade and outline things. For me, this is just kind of the way I've always done it, the way I know to do it. How I was taught. All right, got hands, face. Now, what I am gonna do, I got my feet too. Yesterday I just kept forgetting the feet. I'm just taking this and I'm not adding any more paint. I'm simply using what's already in there. And I kind of do this to get that little rosy ball on the cheek here. And then from there, I might just do a few little swish marks. Nothing too crazy. Don't want to go overboard. Ava says she's going to join Yard Art Academy this fall. Oh, we are so excited. Yeah, so anybody new, Yard Art Academy is our membership subscription group. So you get 15% off of blanks. You get 2 templates a month. And then the videos to those templates are just for our Academy members. Nobody else gets access to those videos. And so I get a little bit extra. Not only that, we have several videos that dive a lot deeper into our process. And then you have all your videos also organized in a membership platform. So if you're looking for something super specific, like just outlining, we've got that for you. We've got, we even take you shopping to the store with us and buy, you know, show you guys how or what we purchase as far as lumber and paint and all that goes. So just kind of one of those things that those of you who like to dive a little deeper and want to get to know a little bit more about the process, our Yard Art Academy is the place for you. Hey Lauren, how are you? So glad that y'all are here. All right, y'all, right now I'm just taking that shading brown and kind of bringing it in just a little bit. Now this staff is pretty thin. You see how thin it is? So what I do is I'm taking this shader brush and I'm almost just gonna do some kind of like swish marks, because by the time you get outline on here, you really won't see a whole lot. You're gonna get some kind of shading brown swish marks. We'll end up getting some white in there. And then by the time we get it outlined with that shading red, you won't see a whole lot of that shading brown underneath there. I am trying to just check my photo right quick. I want to see on the beard, because I don't have my sample in front of me, so I want to see on the beard exactly how I kind of added those shading strokes. And of course, why is it that when I'm trying to look up something online, it's so slow? Okay, looks like I kind of just came in like this and just did a couple, boop, and same thing, just a little bit, not a whole lot. Okay, I think I got that. Open this back up. All right, so I am gonna keep using shading brown on my nutmeg, but since I'm using a number 10, it's kind of thin. I'm gonna just switch the brush, and let's get like a 12 or a 14 out. This one's a 12. I think it'll be a little better. Hey Kathy, how are you? Still using the same color, y'all. The only reason I'm getting out a little bit of a wider brush is simply because this nutmeg color that is my brown, it covers a lot larger of a surface area. So I like to use a thicker shader. Trying to see, I think I want to follow this line underneath. No, I should have followed it on top. Oh well, that's okay. Sometimes I'm looking at these lines and I'm like, oh no, this should be on top. And then I kind of step back and I'm like, no, that should be on bottom. Oh well. So at this moment, I'm kind of just following the perimeter lines and any lines that are etched with my CNC. Now from here, come over here. Notice this shading brown, both on the reindeer brown, which is this lighter brown, and this darker brown, which is nutmeg. That shading brown looks really good on both of them. I just love that about this color. Bring this up here. And then now we're trying to create that fabric is kind of coming down. So that's what I'm doing with my brush. Kind of almost creating the illusion that fabric is kind of flowing. And now when we come in with highlights and outline, we'll add more on top of here to, again, just create that illusion. Want to see like that's coming out here. This. Come and pick up a little more. All right, I've got all those brown tones shaded. I'm gonna actually just wash out this brush and keep using it. The last shading color on here is just green. It's gonna be my dark green. So this one, you don't have a whole lot of shading colors on here, which that's always, to me, I like that. It means I can move kind of fast. So now we're gonna switch to dark green, which is a green that I use both on lime and on that Christmas. So I'm just kind of loading that brush, still gonna use that number 12. And I'm just gonna follow the perimeter. come right here. Go ahead and bring that down. Kind of ends up not having a whole lot of space there. And then, now I'm going to come in here where this lime is, and again, using that same outline color, or shading color, excuse me. I'm going to come up like so, maybe bring that across. Do one upwards, and then kind of continue on, same thing down here. And I noticed when I just checked my photo here a minute ago, I did a green platform on the base down here, but on my photo I think I did it all black, so you could really do either or. I don't think it really matters because it's such a thin area. Alrighty, now just kind of come in, and again, this is, notice it's light and wispy. I'm not trying to make it too dark or, you know, too much. Just a little bit. All right, I got the, let's see, let me just do this green base down here at the bottom, which is just gonna be one pretty simple, easy line going across. Any of these parts at the bottom that are still white, it's because I'm gonna do black flip-flops. That's easy to do whenever I am outlining. I really don't spend a lot of time trying to base coat real thin areas, especially if they're gonna be done in black. We're gonna hit it with the blow dryer and go right into outlining. Hey Kathy, how are you doing? I guess this is the only, downside of being able to go through this pattern rather quickly is that it didn't have a whole lot of time to dry. So now I have to use the blow dryer. So forgive me, you guys. I appreciate you guys being patient. Hey, Christy, how are you? Kathy says, do you have a set of carolers? Kathy, we have carolers in, as far as finished pieces. We don't have carolers as far as blanks go. So if you look on our website, yardartrus.com, we might have templates of carolers actually, but I know we don't have blanks. But we do have blanks, templates, and finished yard art, all three on the website, as well as paint supplies, the paint colors that we use, that sort of thing. We sell those as well. Alrighty, y'all. Trying to get it dry enough that I can move on. Now this guy, my brown tones on here, I'm going to outline with shading red, and then all my other tones were, except for flesh. We're not going to outline flesh, but everything else we will outline with black. So mostly today it's just going to be black and shading red. I'm trying to look at this and ask myself, let's do black first, and then we'll do, oh, and you know what, I need to come in here, I didn't do an eyebrow. I did not paint that eyebrow. Let me grab some reindeer brown. Right quick, I'm just going to use it on my script liner. Your eyebrow is really, really thin. Anytime I'm painting something that's real thin, I just grab that script liner. Just add a little dash of color. Okay. I'll have to come in there and get some shading brown on that too. Kathy says, okay, thank you. It's the finished ones I'm looking for. Yes, check our website, Kathy, and just know as well, like when we are painting stuff, like for instance, I just finished a ton of Halloween decorations today. And so I have them done at my house, but I'll actually input them in the computer today. So we don't, if it says it's out of stock, that means we don't have it right now, but when we get to it, it'll come back into stock. so we really just don't input that, like I said, into that computer. I said I wanted to do black first. We just don't input it into the computer till it's actually physically finished. Same thing with blanks. Sometimes people will say, well, you're sold out of that. And I'm like, okay, well, I have more. I just don't have them at the store yet. And me personally, I live in Conroe. So I actually have a ton of blanks cut out, but in the system, they reflect that I don't have any because I know that they're not at the store yet. I don't know if that makes any sense to you guys, but if I go and put stuff in my system and then y'all are like, okay, she has it in stock, and drive up to the store, and then you're gonna be upset that it's not there. So maybe that explains a little bit, because I know we get a lot of questions about inventory. All right, y'all, basically anything that's green, because aside from that, all my other tones are in the brown family, which brown family we kind of talked about. We will actually outline all the brown family with shading red. So basically for this guy, everything that is green is gonna get some black. He has a little band right here on his, I call it a headdress. I just kind of fill that in with a little black. I'm gonna come up here. And come around this back side. And then just very lightly do a couple strokes over top. Now his little eye right here, I just did it in solid black because it's tiny. There we go. Follow down, and basically just the green. That's the only thing I'm getting that black on. Come over here. The nice thing about this is I think why some of our stuff looks, the outline part looks so good, is because you end up having double outline. So anywhere where the brown backs up to the green, I have a black outline on one side, and the other side I'm gonna have an outline in shading red. So I refer to that as double outlined, and I just think the end result is so pretty like that. Just filling in that sandal. Y'all, we got one more Christmas tutorial, and that is of the drummer boy, which I will be live with that one tomorrow. I've got some friends coming over this evening for dinner, and so I have a lot to do. I need to go cook after we get done with this video. And not only that, I'm trying to get a lot of my blanks listed online today, as I will bring them to the store tomorrow. So you guys can catch me tomorrow for that last Christmas tutorial for our Christmas in July. Okay. I know that line looks a little bit funky, but I'm actually going to clean that up with that shading red, so I'm not going to worry about it. I am going to just do a thin line down here across the bottom. And then from there, I'm just kind of coming right over top of those swish marks. These are very light and wispy. I am not trying to make those thick at all. Okay, we got all that black outline done. Let's wash out our brush and let's switch over to our, what is it called? Y'all, I'm seeing a little white spot right here. I need to bring that over. There we go. We'll switch over to our shading red. Now basically everything else aside from your flesh is going to get outlined in shading red. So shading red is simply just red and black mixed together. And I just think it's such a better contrast than trying to use black on these brown tones. And typically I also use shading red on flesh. If this guy had a wider or bigger face, I would outline it. But since it's so small and thin, we don't want to really take away from all of the detail by adding in an outline, because it just becomes too much. And I'm going to offload and just simply come and boop, 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 boop. Follow here. So, bring this over and up. Now the staff, I'm just gonna outline it with that shading red. Now when it comes to the hands, after I get done outlining everything else, I will come in with a little shading flesh and we'll clean those hands and that face up just to make it look a little bit more crisp and clean. Over here, and this is what I was talking about with that double outline. I basically have two different outline colors sitting next to each other. And me personally, I just think that that's why some of these pieces look really good, is it just has like a little extra oomph to it, if you will. I'm gonna roll up my sleeve so I don't accidentally drag it in some wet paint. It's not fun. And I've only done it 1,000 times. Now I'll come back over top of this. Okay. Come in right here. Same thing. I'm going to come up right here. Come in. Come all the way up on this staff. Same thing over here. This guy doesn't need a whole lot more. Now my paintbrush went a little crazy right there, so just kind of wipe it. No big deal. Bring this down at the bottom. Now I can come in here, like I can offload this brush and just kind of do some light wispy marks. Just try to keep it in the center as much as possible. Sometimes that's a lot easier said than done. Okay, let's see. Do I have everything outlined that I want outlined? Yes, I do. And y'all, I think I'm going to come in on this eyebrow. I did that as that reindeer brown. I think it needs to be the shading brown. I'm simply just going to come right over top because I think that reindeer brown looks way too white. It almost looks kind of silly. I think that's better. Okay. Now, let's get our shading flush and just clean up the hands. I think the feet look okay and the face looks okay. The hands look a little funky. Just a little funky. So what I'm doing is just using that script liner. This is that Royal Gold number 4. I literally use the same script liner on every single thing I do because I just love this product. All I'm doing is simply anywhere where those lines are kind of jiggy-jaggy, I just use this script liner to simply fill that in. Alrighty, there we go. Now let's grab our white and do some highlights, and this guy will be done. He's a pretty fast, compared to all the other ones that we've been doing, I think he's pretty fast just because you don't have a lot of colors in him. And so when it comes to shading and outlining, it kind of goes rather quickly. All right. Whenever I'm kind of adding highlights, I'm just looking for almost like dead space in between, where I just feel like a highlight can bring it to life. Come in like maybe here, same thing. Come up on that staff. I've got a lot of wet paint, so this is a little harder right now. When it's easy, I don't mind that it overlaps. It's just harder to do when it's wet because then you're pulling up, you're pulling up some wet paint. Just do a little highlight right there on the toes. Let's come up here and add just a few. I'm going to come in here on my fingers and just bring in just a real light touch in between each finger. Same thing over here. Come up here on this brown. Same thing in the hat, or headdress, not a hat. Now this black is pretty wet, but I'll just do a simple white line right there. Let me actually offload a little bit more. Come in lightly on the beard. And just a touch on the face. And I think I'm good. Yep, looks good to me. There you go. There is your shepherd with the staff. Just as a quick recap, I did a coat of white as a base, as my primer coat with a roller. From there, I did lime green. This is lime green down here. This green up here is Christmas green. We got this brown, which is nutmeg. This lighter tone brown is called reindeer brown. And then the staff is also done in reindeer brown. Your hands, face, and feet are done with flesh. From there, I use shading flesh on my flesh tones. On the lime and the Christmas green, both, I use dark green. On the nutmeg brown and the reindeer brown, both, I used shading brown. From there, I outlined my green tones in black, and I outlined my brown tones in shading red. Added a couple of highlights, and bada bing, bada boom, this guy's finished. So, I hope you guys liked it. I hope that this tutorial was helpful. The only other thing I feel like needs done is I probably need to go ahead and add a few highlights on my sandals, but they are super wet right now. So, when they dry, I would honestly probably do 2 swishes on my sandals, one on the little part that comes up right here at the foot and one across the base. Same thing right there. But other than that, this guy's finished. So we do have these in store at yardartrus.com. I did provide a link in the description of this video. And I will see you guys tomorrow for our Drummer Boy tutorial. And then don't forget, Monday night, August 2nd, 7 p.m. Central is our fall sneak peek where we will show you a painted sample of all the fall blanks that we're going to be doing for 2021. So you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I will see everyone tomorrow. Bye guys.